Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. As you can tell by the title of this video, we are going to be doing a Valentine's Day inspired makeup tutorial of this look right here on my eyes. But before we get into that, I just want to take a second and talk to you guys a little bit about the month of February. If you watched my last video, then you know all the craziness that is going on in our lives right now, which includes moving for the 7th time. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it down below. Go watch it. I explain everything. So yeah, just go check that out. So with that being said, with the move, I also have a lot of other stuff going on this month. I will be traveling a ton this month. So before we even move, I will actually be gone for a week to photograph a wedding with my friend. And the night that we get back really late, and then I basically go to sleep and then wake up the next day and move. And then we have some other stuff going on that may involve a very long travel a couple days after our move. So with that being said, I don't know what this month's uploads are gonna look like. I still have a couple of days before I have to leave for the wedding that I'm shooting. So I'm going to try to pre-record as much as possible. But with that being said, I also have to pack for that trip and pack up this house before I leave. So there is a lot going on top of work, on top of life, on top of everything else. So I just wanted to give you guys a full disclaimer on what's going on. Like I said, I'm going to try my absolute hardest to try to keep up with my 2 a week. But we'll see how it goes. Honestly, these next couple of days will be telling, so I will let you know and I will keep you updated on my Instagram. So if you'd like to follow me there to get all of the updates and all of that jazz, then all of the information will be down below and up here. So definitely go check that out if you would like to follow along to see what the heck is gonna be going on. So yeah, guys, that is pretty much all the news that I have to share with you guys. Before we get into the video, please give this video a big thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more videos every week. Yes, I am changing up things. I am now adding all that bit in my intro, not my outro. Look at me go. So yeah, if you would like to see me recreate this Valentine's Day inspired look, which is super fun, super creative, then just keep on watching. Alrighty. So I have a confession. I went into this fully wanting and expecting to do a very simple, wearable, natural, and this is where I ended up. I mean, it looks cool, it looks really pretty. This happens to me literally all the time. Like, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do a natural look, and then I sit down and do it, and then like, I just can't help it but to like go extreme, and then it like is already looking extreme, so I'm like, oh, I should just take it even like 5 steps further. So maybe I'll do another like natural Valentine's Day look, but for now we're gonna recreate this on this eyeball. So let's get right into it. So I'm gonna start by priming with my P. Louise base, and I'm taking that on this is a Morphe E17 brush. Okay, cool. Now that we have that all done, the palette that we are going to be diving in today is the Jeffree Star Blood Sugar palette. It looks like this. I just think this palette totally just reminds me of Valentine's with all of the pinks and the purples and the reds. So that is what we're going to be using to create this look today. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to do is actually highlight my brow bone. I'm just going to take a shimmery shade. This one is the first one from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I'm just going to pop that up here. Okay, so I'm first going to take, this is a M433. I'm going to dip into the shade Cake Mix right here, which is a very cool shade. In the pan, it kind of just looks like a neutral brownish color, but it actually turns off as like a pink color. So it's really cool. So we're gonna start with that. We're just gonna slowly start to blend this inner crease. So you can see how it kind of is like turning out more pink. It's really cool. It's one of my favorite shades from this palette. I am going to wing it out since we definitely wing it out. This just kind of helps me get my shape and also just helps with the blending process. Perfect. So you can see we have our shape outlined right there. This is acting as our transition shade for this look, just to help keep everything blended. Now I'm taking a little blending brush. You guys know I love these, and I'm going to dip into the shade Tongue Pop, which is this bright, which is this like corally baby pink right here. And I'm basically just gonna blend that below. I'm just wanting to start to build some definition and some depth in the crease. Taking another small blending brush, I'm going to dip into the shade Cherry Soda, which is this color right here. Kind of like a burnt red, I would describe it. I'm just gonna take a little bit of that We're just gonna do the same thing. Just each time going lower and lower with the color. Perfect. All right, so on this side, the cut crease kind of looks a little wonky because I didn't intend on doing this look. So I had cut like my entire lid and then it was a long story. We ended up here. So if I were to do this look now from start to finish, I would do something different. So I'm gonna show you guys what I would do. So it's probably gonna look a little bit cleaner than it does over here. You can kind of just see like the cut crease part with the shimmer. It's just a little messy, but that's okay. I'm gonna show you how to make it real clean. So you're going to need your P. Louise base or concealer, and I am just popping that on. I just have like my cap to my loose powder and I just have put it right there. All right, so I'm taking a flat synthetic brush and I'm going to dip into the P. Louise base. And I'm going to cut the crease pretty high. And we're gonna bring this all the way out and follow the wing. So I'm just kind of lightly sketching this right now with just a little bit of product on my brush just to get the shape. So something like that. Then I'm gonna go in and really carve it out and clean it.
My microphone died again, so here I am with another voiceover. So basically I'm dipping into the shade Candy Floss, and that is what the middle part of the double cut crease, if that makes sense. So I'm just packing that on using my MAC 242, and I did spray it with a little bit of setting spray, and I'm just following that line, bringing it all the way out, and then we're gonna go back in with the P. Louise base and recut the lid, again following that same shape and just going slowly. Now I'm about to explain how we do the ombre wing, and this is when I figure out that my microphone died.
Okay, so now we are going to make this ombre wing situation we got going on, and the three colors that we are going to use to do that are Fresh Meat, Cherry Soda, and Tongue Pop right there. Those are the three colors that we are gonna use. So I'm first gonna go in with a little pencil brush. This is a M431 brush, and I'm gonna dip into Fresh Meat. And I'm gonna start packing this on. I'm just slowly tapping this in, basically as close to that line as I can get it, and then I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush to really get up against that line that we cut. We will come back and blend that edge later, but now we are going to take the same pencil brush and we're gonna dip into Cherry Soda. And I do have a little washcloth down here, and in between each one, I just kind of wipe this off. So that way there's no product on the brush. So then going in with Cherry Soda, we're gonna start to blend that in. Then I'm dipping back into Fresh Meat, and I'm basically just gonna go back and forth between these two shades and blend this out. Taking that MAC 242, this is just a very flat synthetic brush, and I'm going to dip into Cherry Soda, and I will use this to get real sharp against that line so there's no skipping going on. Same pencil brush we've been using, we're gonna dip into Tongue Pop. I'm gonna do the same thing. And basically what I'm doing now is just taking that 242 brush and I'm going back and forth with all the colors and really just tapping it out and blending it. So just going into Tongue Pop and blending that out, tapping that over Cherry Soda. And I'll take Cherry Soda and tap that over Fresh Meat over here. And just really making sure everything blends into each other nicely. Okay, cool, so that's looking really nice right now. So you can see the gradient effect that we have going on, much like on this side. Okay, so now let's start to blend out this edge and work on our lower lash line. So as you can see, we really blow it out and smoke it out. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. So what I'm gonna start by doing is no additional product with the same pencil brush that we've been using. You can see it's dyed with all the reds and the purples, and I'm just gonna start blending this. Really softly. My brush is just barely touching the skin. I'm holding it down pretty far and I'm just kind of very slightly wiggling. All right, so I am going to dip into Fresh Meat and I'm going to pack that on the lower lash line. And so that is gonna help with our blend to just kind of follow that line right there. All right, before I continue blending this out, I'm going to finish my lower lash line. I'm going to dip into Cherry Soda and we'll just blend that on the inner part. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is take a natural hair, little kind of fluffy packer brush. This is a M210 brush, and I'm going to dip into a tiny bit of cherry soda, and I'm going to take the edge of that and continue to buff this out. Again, very softly touching the skin, because these colors are extremely pigmented, so they're gonna blend out pretty easy, and you don't want it to go too crazy too quick. And if there are any areas where I feel like I've blended away too much color, I'll take that pencil brush and a tiny bit of the color and just lightly tap and pack it on. And then buff out the edges. Boom. All right, now I'm going back into that small blending brush that we used the lighter colors in our crease for the transition earlier, and I'm going to dip back into Tongue Pop, and we're just gonna start blending this out and really blowing it up. Mixing Tongue Pop and the tiniest bit of cherry soda, just continuing to blend that. All right, awesome. So that's what it looks like so far. Really happy with it. So now I'm going to do my inner waterline color. It's kind of hard to tell, but it's a soft pink. So what I'm gonna do is go in with my NYX Jumbo Pencil in the shade Milk, which is just a white. And I'm going to pop that in here. And because we've already used some reds and pinks and purples on our lower lash line, and that obviously got into my waterline, the pencil kind of already came off as like a light pinkish color because it mixed with the eyeshadows. But just to set that, I'm going to take a matte, like baby pink eyeshadow. The one that I am using is a single shadow from Makeup Geek, and it is in the shade Sorbet. And I'm just taking that and I'm gonna pack that on top. All right, now it's time for lashes. So I'm going to start by curling them, and then we'll do a little bit of mascara. I'm using my Benefit Roller Lash, and while I'm at it, I will do my lower lash line. Okay, the lashes today are going to be very big and very dramatic. These are Lily lashes in the style Cindy. So super big, super fluffy. Okay, lashes are on, and now we're gonna move on to the little rhinestone on the inner corner right here. So I just picked up some little like sticker rhinestones from the craft store, and I'm going to be using one of these small light pink ones. Then I'm going to take a tiny bit of lash glue, and I'm just going to stick that right on the inner corner very carefully. Boom. Okay, let me zoom you guys out a little bit and we will finish the rest of the face together. All right, let's start by wiping away this bake now that it's literally been on here for like 2 hours. All right, for blush, I'm going to use my Milani blush in the shade Luminoso, and I'm going to apply that with this is a Morphe X Jaclyn JH04 brush. I'm actually going to dip it back into the Blood Sugar palette. I'm gonna use a little bit of Tongue Pop as a blush just right on top. All right, for my glow, I'm going to dip into my Anastasia Glow Kit, and I'm going to dip into the shade Crushed Pearl right here. And I'm going to apply that using an R40 brush. This is basically an eyeshadow blending brush, but it's fluffier and pretty big. So sometimes I like to use it for a more controlled highlight. Ooh, yes. I'm kind of blend that into the eyeshadow, really bringing it up to exaggerate and have that snatched look. All right, now to highlight my nose, I am going to go in with a little bit of a smaller brush. This is a E19. Y'all, there's a train passing through right now, and it's a long one, and I don't feel like waiting, so I'm sorry if you can hear it. We're gonna move on to lips. So I'm first going to go in with Jeffree Star Rose Madder. And then I'm going to go in with a ColourPop. This is a satin lippy in the shade Spritz, right in the center. Some setting spray. Alrighty guys, and that is it for this Valentine's Day inspired tutorial. I absolutely love how this turned out. Full disclaimer, I went into this wanting to do a wearable or natural look, and this is where I ended up. And I'm not mad at it. I actually really love the way that it turned out. So this definitely isn't your everyday Valentine's Day look, but hey, if you want to rock it, you do it, girl. If you do decide to recreate this look, please tag me so I can spam you with comments and likes. Alrighty guys, I will see you in my next one. Mwah! Bye.